Hello, hello, hello. This is our Reset for Success show, and we are so happy that you are here with us in the audience. And we have beautiful people to talk to again today. I'm Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe, and that's Marian LaSalle over there, our genius technological person. Hello, Marian. And our special guest is Cynthia Hugh. And we're so tickled to have her. She is a certified nutrition advisor and health educator, which sounds very, very interesting to us because we're all about health and helping you get reset for a successful life. And food and nutrition and health is all such a huge part of our lives. So, welcome, Cynthia. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me to your beautiful platform. And you two ladies are amazing. I saw your show and I think this is amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. We love doing it. And we love to bring people like you to the audience because the audience is enjoying you too. And we learn something every time we have a guest, and we love it.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you. And Marian, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Lady Lou, and thank you,
Thank
Cynthia, for
you.
joining us today. And I want you all to know that the way Cynthia got on our show is the way that you can invite your friends to join us as well, because Ricky McKenna referred you to our show, and we love referrals because that means people love you. And even though I've known you for years and years, Cynthia, you know, you just can't think of everybody and everything all at one time. And so that's how people get on our show is referrals a lot of times. And we really appreciate that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, I have actually seen you in action lately. You were on Ricky McKenna's show where she does cooking in her kitchen. And
Mm-hmm.
she is a healthy I'm not sure exactly what her title would be, but I know that she's an all-around great friend, and she loves to teach about healthy eating and healthy mindset. So
Yes.
I love the fact that people that do similar things can work together. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of my things, is
Yes.
helping each other move forward, because let's face it, people that resonate with you might not resonate with her, or they might resonate with both of you together. I think it's awesome.
Yes,
Co-
it's wonderful.
Collaboration, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I love Ricky, and she is also a certified nutritionist, and we are consider ourselves not only friend but colleague. So we change information and encouraging each other. She's on my platform, and I'm on her platform, and that works out great.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes, it does. Yes, thank you. Well, this show, Reset for Success, was born out of the knowing that we all fall into some traps, okay? That sometimes we get stuck, sometimes we need someone to help us get unstuck. And if you haven't seen our show from last night,
Ah,
we interviewed the unstucker. That was kind of cool.
I need to go
Um,
back and see that.
he was a great guest. But basically, in our opinion, Lady Lou and I know that sometimes we need to be reset. Okay, sometimes people poke on you or poke at you, or they literally shove you,
Hmm.
you know, and things happen. So when you need to be reset, that what that means to me is that somebody has helped you get out of whatever it is that you're thinking. Sometimes it's stinking thinking that we need to reset, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And
mhm.
sometimes, going to sleep and coming up, the next morning is enough to do it. And other times you need a friend. And that's
Yeah.
why we're here. We want to be your friend. We want to help you reset your life so that you can move forward with the passion that we know you have inside. And
Yes.
so bringing Cynthia to you today is, to me, very important, because what you eat and the way you eat it is so important. We weren't taught that as children, and we might have had some nutrition in home economics, but I doubt it.
You are so
Right?
well,
And let's face it, when you go to the doctor, he may tell you to go on a diet, but he's certainly not going to tell you which diet to go on. So we
exactly.
need people like Cynthia to help us get through and reset maybe the way we're thinking about food. So Cynthia, I'm going to start with a question, and then our audience has questions as well. Lady Lou has some questions for you.
Yes.
But is there anything in particular before we start the questioning that you want to tell us, that you want to share with us?
Oh, sure. I'm not well prepared, but we just go by the flow. Okay.
Oh, yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, I'm Cynthia Hugh, and I have been in the health arena for over past 20 years. And I'm particularly very, very passionate about nutrition. The reason for that is because I was trained to be a dental practitioner, and I have been noticed in my past 20 years practice that lots of people are dealing with not only gum disease, but a lots of chronic degenerative disease. As a practitioner 10 years ago, I myself also suffered from a chronic degenerative disease myself. And at that time, I was looking for a solution. Believe me, I have been looking for, a treatment with different doctors, and nothing really helped. And also, I make so many friends with a chiropractor and a holistic practitioner and everything. And finally, I figure out that, what can really help me a great deal is nutrition. That's where my journey started. That's about almost a decades ago. So, this is how I'm passionate ever since. I always talk about the food, always talk about nutrition in our lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, it combines all three,
Yes.
and it has to be all three, or you're
Yeah.
not healthy.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's how my journey started. So right now, at this point in time, with the COVID-19, everything's shut. It has been changing, and I am doing a more and more online coaching. And so I think it's a very new platform, and I'm starting to have a more fun with that to helping people.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to know that you're having fun doing it. I know it's been quite a change for a lot of people that used to do everything in person to switch over to the internet using Zoom or some other type of platform. But once you get used to it, isn't it cool? You don't have to get out of your pajamas, at least from the waist down. Right, Lady Lou?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. You cannot guess what I'm wearing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
Yes, yes, and the laptop lifestyle is, born here, and a lot of people realize that, especially the employers that were paying big bucks for these big offices when everybody had to come into work, and
Mhm.
now you can send them home, and there is software to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and all that stuff. So I think it works out really well. Now, for someone like you, Cynthia, I think it opens up a door that you didn't even realize was there, because now you can work with people all over the world. You can
Yes.
have a mastermind, you can work with people one on one, you can work with people in a group, say on Zoom. I know that Lady Lou and I are really big proponents of Zoom, and we do a lot with it. We are in groups with other people. We do one-on-ones. Sometimes Lady Lou and I will just turn Zoom on and work, and we won't say much to each other, but we're there,
yeah.
Yes.
So there, it cuts out the loneliness, and it helps.
Yes.
So
And
if you are able to do that with your clients, I think that they would really appreciate it.
yes, that's what I'm doing right now. Zoom meeting and scheduled, and then we see each other face to face. And used to be a lots of things done in the clinic, and now we don't have to, and we're just doing online. And I think this works out great. And I really seriously thinking that this thing is really changing this industry. And
Yes.
lots of my colleagues, and then they are looking for alternative way to, um, to be more online. So I
Yeah.
think that this is the future going to be.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into some really helpful tips for some of our watchers, our listeners. Because we basically we're live on YouTube and Facebook, but we also have a podcast that this goes out to, Cynthia. So
Oh.
I want people to know that if they want to see what we look like, that they have to go and watch us live or see one of our replays, but they can also take us with them in the car or when they're mowing the lawn or walking the dog. It really doesn't matter. So we already have people in the audience who want your information. They're really resonating with you, Cynthia. And one of them is Marcia Green. She's asking for your information. So
Hi,
Marcia,
Marsha.
I will get that on the screen here. And also, Lady Lou writes all of our descriptions, and they're down below in both Facebook and on YouTube. So you can get all the links that we're going to be talking about today. And Marcia, you're going to be so happy, as well as the rest of you who are listening, because Cynthia is giving us a special present. Lady Lou, tell us what Cynthia is going to be giving us today.
Wow, it is phenomenal. Since Cynthia is so knowledgeable in nutrition, she's doing a personalized one-on-one health assessment. All you have to do is
30
send
minutes.
30 minutes. I forgot that part. Yes, that's big. All you have to do is find that description down below the videos here on Facebook and YouTube and under the podcast when we'll upload them a little later today, and send her a voicemail, or you can send her an email, and or go to her website and schedule that with her, because she's going to do that for you so that you can get started on your journey for being healthier.
That's
I'm
right.
excited.
Me too. Me too. And I do have it running along the screen. It's all Cynthia's information. I want it to be easy for you to reach out to Cynthia. So, Cynthia, my first question to you is, what do you do to get started? I mean, it's so overwhelming thinking about changing your eating plans and everything. What's the first thing that somebody can do just to get started thinking about being healthier?
Well, I know this world, especially for nutrition world, it is so how to say that, it is just so confusing.
Complicated, confusing.
Today you have this diet, and today of tomorrow, this diet is not right, I'm doing this diet. Even for the name, have hundreds, thousands name. It is very, very confusing for everyone. Sometimes I think, oh, this doesn't work. It's just like there's a fighting over there. So to me, I think if you want to be healthy, taking in charge of your own health, especially for your nutrition, the first thing is we go back to the natural way. Go back to the way it's everything natural.
I love that.
Yeah. And I'm a Christian. I'm no judgment for anyone here. And God created the food and for you to eat. And God created apple. God created vegetable, and God didn't create a Pop-Tart, right? So I
I'm sorry.
so I just think this is a really you know it makes sense. Everything go back to natural. So the first step I want to see people is to really starting to eating a real food. Eating food is very simple. I give them a 3 idea. The first idea is to see what is the ingredient. If you do not understand the ingredient, then don't eat that, right? That's the first thing. All those boxes, there are so many ingredients. Sometimes you don't even know. If you don't understand that it is not coming from the ground, and you can see, on a tree, and then at least understand the ingredient. If you don't understand that, don't eat that. That's the first criteria. The second criteria I always ask people to do is to see if you know the ingredient, and you have to see ask yourself if this is a ingredient is nutritious for me. Do I need it? Okay, sometimes the ingredient is not necessary for you. So that's the second question. The third question you need to ask yourself, or third criteria you need to, every time you choose to eat the food is ask the food, where's it coming from? Is it coming from a lab? Is it a GMO? Or, is it just coming from natural farm? The resources is very important. So I cannot hear you, Marian. So I don't know, your mouse is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I said, how do we know where it's coming from? If we go to the grocery store, how would we know where that food is coming from?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to do your own research. That's why when you ask to, if you are choosing the boxes food, right, for example, and you will see that where's that made of and where's that coming from. Sometimes, now they are doing a much better job. Is say organic, right, coming from grass fed and things like that. And or even for me, I love to go to a local farmers market to see, the people, get know them, and be friends with them, and know where they, coming from the farm. So I think that is another thing we need to get ourselves to get used to, that kind of that kind of habit. So the three criteria is very important for us nowadays to choose the food.
Wow.
That could be a book all in itself, what you just said to us, Cynthia. First of all, okay, so I need to get this in my head. First of all, we need to start thinking about eating healthy and being healthy. And the first thing that we need to do is to eat what God put on this earth, not what was packaged up by some scientist.
Mm-hmm. Eating food is very, very simple, actually. Food can be very simple, but the food scientists make it complicated. That's the problem.
They get paid the big bucks to make it taste so good that we want it again the next day. Have you noticed?
Oh, yes, definitely.
MSG.
Yeah. Well, talking about the flavor, I want to, since you mentioned that, and I want to just elaborate a little bit. We are human beings. We are created to, we are actually human beings are flavor creature, regardless, okay? We know what kind of flavor to begin with to make us exciting and make us happy. And for example, and if you smell like some peaches, or you smell some sort of a food, you can smell that flavor, the natural flavor, right? I'm talking about not the natural flavor put on a box, but it's really a natural flavor, make you happy, make you excited. And those are natural flavor. And, it's we are drawn for that. So this is something I want to talk about. It is because I encourage people to eat natural. I have a special group called Eat and Live Colorful. It's a community group. So in this group, we all talk about natural eating. We have a different flavor of explore different, cooking, things like that, because we all know we are a creature that are drawn to the flavor. Mm-hmm. And also we know that flavor and the nutrition and flavor can be really have a great relationship with each other. Okay. And sometimes if you have a great flavor, and sometimes the great flavor can contribute to a great nutrition as well for that food. But the food scientist kind of detach those two components. They cut down in the middle, and they just emphasize a flavor instead of a nutrition. That's why we have so many food, processed food are so flavorful. We got addicted to that because, remember, we are a flavor creature. We're addicted to that. And so we are not even thinking about the nutrition for that kind of flavor. So I think this is the big gap between nutrition and the flavor. That's why I think I love to talk about this. And so in my community, I also talk about different flavor, natural flavor, and diet doesn't have to be boring. Go to eat natural. It doesn't have to be boring. If I ask you eat a plain potato, you will be sick of that tomorrow, right? But if you make it flavorful with a great ingredient, with a nutrition ingredient, you love that. It make it so pleasurable for you to eat that, and it's healthy for you. That's why I'm very, very passionate about flavor.
I love that because it's true. I really gravitate towards flavorful things. Not spicy, but flavorful. Now, we do have some more questions in the audience. And so the first one is from Peggy Moore. She's watching us over on YouTube. And she says, are you vegan or vegetarian?
I'm so happy you asked this question, Peggy. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a keto, all this kind of a thing. For me, I love to eat colorful food. Regardless what kind of diet you're on, you're vegan, you are keto, you're, all kinds of diet you're on, I truly believe if you eat colorful food with a different colorful, colorful color, right? Those are be really, really give you so much nutrient. Plant-based food usually have so much nutrients for us. So I believe that if you eat more plant-based food with a different colorful food, it is always going to be help you to with your health, will give you enough nutrition. So no, I do eat meat, okay, by the way. And I also, sometimes, come on, we are human beings. We, as a nutritionist, as a nutritionist or, a healthcare provider or, an educator, we educate people to be healthy. But we are human beings. I have to confess, I eat junk sometimes too, right? But then, I know how to not to eat that, next day, and
Make
I
it a
know how
treat,
to
not
make it.
an
Yeah,
everyday thing.
no, and the next day I feel, because your body will tell you, oh my goodness, you are stupid last night. You eat something like that. You are not so smart, and your body will tell you that next time. Remember, this is your
more our
lessons,
body
right?
talks to us, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we have
So
some more questions in the audience, if you don't mind. This one,
no.
I'm so glad that Peggy brought this up because this is one of my questions as well. I love flavor, and she wants to know, what are some of your favorite spices to achieve the flavor you love?
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for that question, Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy. I am my background. You can tell I speak with accent. Okay, I came this country 30-something years ago as a teenager, and all through academic achievement. So I came here to study in college. So my background is I'm a Chinese. I grew up in China, and I love to eat Chinese food. So for the flavor, the spice, and I have a certain way. I love that. But since I came to United States, I exposed to a more flavor, more of a spice. I want to tell you a story. Okay. In China, we do not. At least when I was growing up, we do not use the spice called the cumin. We do not use that particular spice, cumin. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We use a lot in Mexican food and different, Indian food. We do not, where I grew up, I never used this before. So when I first came to United States, I remember I graduated from University of Colorado in Denver. So when I was sitting at the cafeteria the first day, I smelled the chili. The chili, the chili is making all the kind of spice. I wanted to be vomiting because I thought, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this is the food, I was going to throw up. I remember I was 19 years old. So that is something, the flavor, the spice, I never had chance to expose. And so I couldn't imagine how can people eat that kind of stuff. It's so stinky for me, right? But little did I know, and I get exposed to that. People inviting me to eat Mexican food, and people to go to different, house to have different flavor. And I'm starting to like chili so much, and now it's in my pantry. The flavor. To answer your question, what kind of a favorite spice I use a lot, which is healthy for me? I use a lot of cumin right now. I use pepper. Garlic is my favorite, and I use.
Oh, I love garlic too, don't you, Lady Lou?
And yes. The garlic and the dry spice, I use lots of turmeric as well in the cooking, because that is very anti-inflammatory and it's tasty as well if you love that. I love fresh herb, and cilantro is my favorite one.
I love cilantro too. Yeah. I make this really cool. You'd love this. I'm sure you've done it before. I call it my summer salad. I'm sure people call it something different, but I put corn and beans and cilantro and lime juice and avocado and just mango, anything that I can find, I'll put it in this summer salad. And I don't use anything except for the cilantro and the lime juice for the flavor, and it's delicious. And everybody that has had it loves it. Oh, you know what? We have one more question, please, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay. So some people do not get all the nutrients they need from the everyday foods that they eat. What do you recommend to supplement that?
Okay, that's a great question.
Isn't it?
It is a very great question. Like I said,
thank you, Karen. That comes from Karen.
Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for bringing up this question. Yes, supplement is very necessary when we do not have enough nutrients. I'm a big person to believe in supplement. However, supplement come to second, lifestyle come to the first. For me, when you want to be changing your lifestyle, have enough nutrient in your body, you need to change your lifestyle first. Because imagine some people, I see that this is something happened to my clients who I work with in the past 10 years. Some people, when we recommend them to take supplement, they just like, oh, great. They view supplement as a magic pill, okay? And they just think, okay, today I'm taking a handful of a supplement, and tomorrow I'm going to eat McDonald's. So that is a big thing, I teach my clients you cannot do. However, supplement can be very, very helpful if you put your foundation right. Okay. Because we have so many great supplements out there on the market, and some of them are really wonderful. And I have been, as a nutritionist, I have been exposed to different brand of a supplement. I myself, on my pantry, if I can show you that I have tons of supplement, I recommend for me, myself, and also my husband. So we are a big believer of a supplement, but just depends. Everything supplement.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a supplement, but lifestyle is first.
Yeah, so we can't go to McDonald's and then the next day take supplements, and the next day go to Burger King, and the next day take supplements.
The supplement
and
will
expect
not help
our
you.
life to get healthy. I get it.
Yes.
I don't want to get it, but okay, I'll get it.
Dadgummit.
I want places like McDonald's and Burger King and Arby's and all these places. I want them to offer good, nutritious, healthy, tasty food that when I go there, I don't have to just get a hamburger or French fries, or
I think
I don't know. I'm
probably
not trying to tell them what to do, but I really wish that they would get with it.
well, everything to the bottom line is the I guess it's an economy, money, in over there. Well, which we are not going to talk about that. You and I know that, how the bigger corporate make big money out of that and sacrifice people's health, which is really sad,
I can tell we need to have you back on the show. We have run out of time, Cynthia. The questions keep coming in, and we don't have the time. So, Lady Lou will have to get you back on the show. And we enjoyed having you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I leave, and I want to have one more thing I want to give it to your audience. So I'm a big advocate for seasonal eating, okay, because we're eating natural. So in my community called Live and Eat Colorful, it's my private community. We are going to do Facebook live cooking event on next Thursday, which is October 1st. And I want to invite all your audience join us because we have a different people in the group. We're going to do different cooking, home cooking. It's a seasonal eating and it's delicious and nutritious. It's going to be fun. And Ricky is going to be part of our component as well.
Great, that's great. Well, everybody in the audience is waving and saying thank you, Cynthia. We appreciate you. Don't forget, Lady Lou, you shouldn't. No. Remember, you need to contact Cynthia, and all of her information is in our information down below. And I want you to reach out and take advantage of her free 30-minute virtual health nutrition assessment. It's big. Okay, that's huge. You can tell that she really cares and she's really nice and she's not going to, force you to eat anything you don't want to eat. Okay.
I have 2 kids. I know how to do that.
Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. We'll see you again very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.